Greetings and welcome to the Fan Perspective. For those of you who have never seen my face in a video before, my name is Nathan Lyle, and before we start this video, I just want to say, first of all, if you haven't bought it already, my self-published autobiography is now available on multiple stores. You can buy the hard copy, the physical copy at PrintShopCentral.com, Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. You can buy the ebook. It should be available just about anywhere. And I've got merchandise. I got buttons, I got playing cards, I got a t-shirts. I got socks, I got lots of stuff. Links in the description down below. Feel free to buy something, show your love for the boy. Now, let's go on to some NBA stuff, which, I'm going to be honest, I've been putting this off. I just didn't want to talk about this, because I knew it would come up. The Spurs are on an 8-game losing streak. And honestly, I didn't want to make this video, I didn't want to talk about them, until I figured out what was wrong, and what I'm seeing so far is just discipline. It's a lack of discipline. They're not playing Spurs basketball. On defense, it seems like everyone's kind of lost, not sure what to do, and on offense, you see way more ISO than what we're used to. There's not ball movement like we're used to. Feels like people don't know their roles like they should. It doesn't really feel like this is a team coached by Pop. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of talent on this team, but in a league as stacked as what it is right now, the Spurs aren't talented enough to play this undisciplined and still win. And what I've noticed happens a lot of times, they come out flat, they dig themselves into a hole, they fight back, and then they run out of gas and end up losing. And it's not going to work like that. We don't have the manpower to make that happen. I mean, DeMar, he's an amazing player. Aldridge, he's an amazing player. But neither of them is LeBron James. Neither of them is Kawhi Leonard. Neither of them is James Harden. I mean, we've got all-stars. Other teams in this league have MVPs and Hall of Famers. So, I mean, something's got to change. For one thing, I've noticed Jamal Crawford's in free agency. I know he's 40, but he put up a 50-point game last year. I mean, Vince Carter's 41, and he's not scoring anything higher than 7. He's still on a roster. I'm just saying, like, someone needs to sign Jamal Crawford. We finally got Melo back, which, in all honesty, I think him not being signed last year was probably the best thing that could have happened to him. He was humbled by the experience. He learned that, hey, I'm expendable. Because, I mean, Melo, we all know how amazingly talented he is. But he's getting older. It's a battle that everyone loses. And, he has to learn that he can't be the guy who carries a franchise. But he can still be a role player who helps push them over the top. Which is why Portland does seem like a good fit. And, yeah, with the Spurs, it's hard to say how I feel about this. Because there are some teams, like, you look at the Thunder and the Warriors and how they fell off compared to last year. Well, they're missing their best players. They have an excuse. The Kings, there were some people who expected them to be great. I was like, I'll believe it when I see it. So I'm not that disappointed or shocked in them. I feel like the Spurs and the Blazers are the only teams that, are losing that I expected to win. The Pelicans, I don't know why anyone thought they'd be great. They've actually played better as the season goes on, and they still haven't got Zion yet. But I'm just saying, of all the teams out of the playoffs right now, the only one that actually shocks me is the Spurs. And, yeah, looking at the playoff picture, honestly, I can't say anything much different than what I said last week. The last time I made this video, which, has it been a month already? It feels like it. But yeah, I mean, Boston looking like the strongest team in the East. However, injuries started to pile up. Hayward, and now yesterday, Kimber. So you got to wonder how they'll be able to survive this. They've still got Tatum, but Jason Tatum is not James Harden. You're missing 2 key players. You're going to get obviously weaker. They might struggle a little bit. And also, anyone who's not aware, I'm recording this at 7 o'clock on a Saturday night. There are games being played right now. So if I'm missing any information, I apologize. This isn't NBA TV. I don't know how much you were expecting from me. Point is, Boston right now does look like the strongest team in the league. They've got talent, they've got depth, they've got great coaching. Injuries are the biggest issue they're facing at the moment. And then you look at other teams in the East. I think I already said this. Philadelphia, it looks the scariest. I feel like they're lacking that playoff experience. That's probably the only thing keeping me from saying they'll get to the finals. The Raptors, shockingly, it's amazing how much better they are compared to last year. And I'm saying that, yes, the Raptors made the finals last year, they won. But that was with Kawhi carrying them. With Kawhi gone, I figured, yeah, they're going to make the playoffs, but only because the East is so weak. I didn't see anything out of Kyle Lowry to make me believe in him. And even though, we saw Pascal Siakam developing, it was still like, no, I didn't expect this much out of him. The Raptors, it looks like the experience of fighting and getting all the way to there and winning it all, it's helped them grow as a team. Each individual, they've been there, they've done that now, and it seems to have made all the difference. They know what it takes to play winning basketball, what they have to do, who they have to be. And that experience is something, you really can't teach. You have to have gone through it, which is why I'm saying I'll put them above Philly as well. Raptors and Celtics look like the two scariest teams in the East right now. The Heat are playing surprisingly well. I honestly figured it would be almost a lateral movement from Wade to Butler. I keep forgetting how old Wade was, because Dwayne back in the day was the bomb, and it seems like this team actually got better getting rid of Hassan, and so yeah, the Heat doing surprisingly well, and I've still got my eye on the Pistons. They're a team that, if they're healthy, they have the makeup to be champions, but at the same time, I don't know. They feel kind of like, it feels like one of those teams that's just gonna find a way to keep fucking themselves up. To keep fucking it up, keep shooting themselves in the foot. That's just the impression I'm getting from this team. Talented, yes. Champions, no. And then we go to the Western Conference, which, of course, the LA teams are both dominating. I mean, Kawhi, Paul, and Beverly, some of the best defenders in the league. Now, you've got all of them playing together, and the reason the Clippers are the scariest team in the league for me is because last year, with notably less talent, they went to the playoffs and they gave the Warriors a run for their money. And then you add two-time Finals MVP Kawhi Leonard. And you add Paul George. So, I mean, in the first place, the Clippers are dogs. They are junkyard dogs who scrape and scratch. They fight for every loose ball. They get up in your face on defense. No, this is a team full of dogs, And then you add the talent of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and now, oh my God. I mean, Kawhi, I've already seen 2 game-saving blocks, to help them win in clutch moments. I mean, this is a team that if they're not in the Western Conference Finals, it will be probably the biggest disappointment of the season for anyone. Even more so than the Spurs, because the Spurs, even though I still believe in them, they've been on the downslide for a while. They won that championship a few years ago, and since then it's just been like a steady regression. I didn't expect 8 losses in a row, but still, they've been on a slow downside. It's just, we were up so high that, the middle seems like a huge fall. And so to see us at the very bottom, well, damn, that was just unthinkable. But anyways, I'm going to try not to start talking about my Spurs too much. But anyways, yeah, LA though, they're still might be scarier than the Clippers too. Like, between the two, I can't tell who's scarier, because LA, they've got championship experience, they've got more length and athleticism, and they're still, last I checked, Rondo and Cousins still hadn't played a single game yet. So, oh my God, this team could potentially be even better and scarier. I mean, how do you even afford that much talent? No, seriously, isn't there a salary cap in the NBA, or did that just go away? Because it just feels like, I don't know how this whole money thing works, but that just feels like way too unfair. Like, how do you fit this much on one roster? And how do you choose who gets playing time to E2? But anyway, so yeah, it's just LA. It's a scary place to play this season, no matter which one of them you're facing. LA is tough this year. And so, uh, you know, the Suns also playing shockingly well, especially considering they're playing without Ayton, who's supposed to become one of the faces of the franchise. But yeah, big Aaron Baines, Big Banger. He may not be the biggest playmaker, but he's a solid center. Makes any team better. Ricky Rubio. He's one of the more underrated point guards in the league. He makes any team that he plays for a lot better. So, but yeah, it's just still a long season. You don't win championships in November, and it's also, I said I wouldn't bring them up again, but I have to, because like with the Spurs, it's hard because just like I said, just like I heard another analyst say, it's Greg Popovich. You keep expecting them to go on a run, win 12 out of 15, win 20 out of 24. You just don't expect 8 losses in a row. And, we've struggled on the road. You expect them to lose to teams like LA. You expect them to struggle on the road. But losing at home to Memphis, that was a huge shock. Losing to the Wizards came as a shock. There are teams that you should be able to beat even if you're mediocre. And we're losing to everybody. So, good news though. If they don't make the playoffs, we have a shot at lottery. So, I don't know. Is there anyone good in college right now, or did we just miss it? Or did we completely miss out? Should we have tanked last year and fought for Zion? Whatever. So, yeah, these are my opinions. The only thing I want to say is, if I have to be honest, my favorite for MVP right now, Luka Doncic, and a lot of people will argue, yes, James Harden, LeBron James, but to be fair, those guys are pretty much always 2 top contenders in the conversation. Giannis and Kawhi as well. But the reason I'm going with Luka is because, he just makes it look so easy, and it's also because, I think partly just because it's new. He's new. You don't expect someone so young to play so well. He's triple-doubling against every team. I don't know if you heard, LeBron, first player ever to get triple-doubles against all 30 teams. And I think the only reason Luka would not hit that mark is because, he could very well be a lifer with Dallas. It seems like it's headed that way. He has very quickly become the face of this franchise. And now, it helps when you have playmakers like Porzingis and Hardaway making your life a lot easier. But still, that being said, still no doubt that this is Luka's team. So it's kind of the glamorous pick, but I love Luka. That being said, once again, you wouldn't be wrong to give it to any of the other 4 I mentioned. Kawhi deserves it, LeBron deserves it, Harden deserves it, Giannis deserves it. If I had a vote at this moment, I'd give it to Luka. But I don't have a vote, so why are you listening to me? So yeah. That's it for this edition of NBA Weekly. I will be back, who knows, most likely after things. Ow! Weird pain in my side. Don't know where that came from. Okay. So, that's it for this episode of NBA Weekly. I will be back sometime after Thanksgiving, most likely the beginning of December, when Toxic officially goes on sale. Book 1's almost done. We're almost ready. In the meantime, yeah. Be sure to buy a copy of my autobiography, Everything is Impossible. Go to my Zazzle store, get some merch. I got shirts, I got playing cards, I got buttons, I got hats, I got shoes, I got socks, I got underwear. Buy some stuff, will you? I'd really appreciate that. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit me up on Twitter, or anything. And until the next time you see my face in a video, my name is Nathan Lyle, and I hope you have a great day.